How's everybody doing today? Welcome to my photo editing live stream where you can submit your images and I'll edit them here live for you during the stream and give you a little feedback along the way if you're interested. And sorry I'm starting so late today. For whatever reason, my streaming camera, the M10 Mark II, just would not work. I turned it on and I was getting lines, but anyhow, I did download all of your images, the ones that I saw so far. And this chat window over here again is not working. I don't know why. So many problems, but hopefully you can see and hear me okay. So just let me know in the chat section if the audio and video are okay. And I'll start arranging all of my screens here so that we can get started. Um, let's see if this works. Okay, good. That looks like it's working. And let's start with the first one here. And okay, so we have a looks like a wood fence door with a latch on it, and I guess this image is pretty much monochromatic, and I think we are looking for some composition where the elements in the picture uh, are arranged in a way. I mean, it's already been taken, but just trying to find a different crop for it. Because the camera looks backwards. Well, anyway, can't help it. I think, what if I do this? Okay, now we got right and left. It's always these little things that bother me, right? Okay, so I really want to get in much tighter because uh, I'd like to see the details on the lock a little more. And let's go with the, let me just apply a quick preset and for the optical corrections and denoising. And I think a square crop here works. We can just stay on one plane and go here. And the balance is a little bit off. I always like to have my pictures kind of balanced. Okay, I think that works. Now we can see the lettering and some of the finer details. Everything looks good here. The question is, do we emphasize the red tones? Let's see. I go to the colors. I'm going to go monochrome. I'm going to push the reds here. And the oranges. Ooh, I don't like the orange in the wood here, so let's do a local adjustment and push those colors. So go here and just push them just in a few places rather than the entire image. Okay, that's better. And then how about in here? That is not doing much. Let's pick there. Okay, and then I'm going to work on the contrast. Gosh, my mouse is acting up a little bit here. And we'll do that. I don't think this would make a good monochrome because the tones are very, very similar across the entire scene. So just to give you an idea, if I just switch the monochrome, you can see things looks very, very flat. And you can try and push the shadows and highlights so that there's a little bit more drama here, but I don't think it's worth the effort. You know, I think color, there's good separation here on the color. Um, the only thing I want to do is emphasize the lettering, create a new control point here and here, and then along this chain, so let's just use a brush. Let's see, we got the opacity, let's turn this back up. Let's see if I can make this chain a little bit shinier, maybe in here too. Yeah, that's better. So micro contrast and push the highlights. Oops. Yeah, just add a little bit more here. And some right here. And we'll get a little bit there. Okay. Um, okay, I think I'm done. So pretty straightforward. We'll do a before and after here. And as you can see, there's uh there's just too much negative space here that's not adding anything to the picture. Um, and obviously, I want to go right to this left. So that's basically what I tried to emphasize. It's just the latch and the colors, and now we got good separation. And again, going monochrome would probably not be a great idea, just because the overall tones in the image are pretty much even. Okay, let's go to the next one. And we have, oh, that's gross. Oh, that's why I'm not a big macro guy. Um, okay, let's do, because these things just freak me out. I like the composition overall. There's good balance. All we have to do is kind of emphasize maybe a little bit of the detail here and in the front. So let's just do a basic preset for optical corrections. And oh, let's pull in. Let's see. I think do an auto masking. It should be able to mask this pretty well. Not bleeding too much into the rest of the scene. I don't have to get too close in, and we can file this out later. I'll brighten the shadows. And just use a regular brush. Some clarity there, clarity here, and kind of clipped in here a little bit, so I'll just pull this back. All right, let's see if we can maybe give it a little more vibrancy. There we go. There's a little more rhythm effect here with the micro contrast. Okay, and then globally, well, not globally. Let's work with these areas in here. I just want to bring the. I just want to temper some of the. Just I want to make this a little bit more black in the background. So just the blacks in. I need to go back to my. And I can just push the blacks back a little bit. Okay. Good. I think that's looking good. The white balance that could stand to be a little bit warmer. Okay. I think we're done. So let's do it before and after. And yeah, it's just basically just increasing the light and texture and contrast on the main subject, and then pushing the blacks a little bit in the background, and then a little bit of a white balance. It didn't take much. I didn't really do any additional sharpening. I just basically increased the contrast, which effectively does the same thing. And I think that looks good. I mean, I could have cropped in all the way to here, but that doesn't tell the whole story. That this because if you just look at the head, you can't really get any context of what this is. So I think keeping the entire body in the frame like that and just giving a little more brightness is all it needed. Okay, let's go to the next image. And this is from Robert. He's in my photo club. We do a photo op, and he's got a couple of pictures of me taking a picture of this another photo club member with her dog. And he sent these two in. I think of the two, the first one here is it's a little better composition, but I'm going to just crop it off the bottom because the boardwalk here is again not doing anything. So I kind of like that, and it needs to be straightened a little bit. Just a hair. Okay. I wonder if this side is a little bit too heavy. Don't know if we need that lamppost or not. If we can balance this a little more. I think that's better. This lamppost is just making the image too heavy to the right. So this kind of works. And then Now the boardwalk may have some role. So we will, let's just give, yeah, that's good. So 1, 2, 3, center. Maybe this, yeah, this is a little better. That's straight. All right. I think this works. This gets rid of all of the distracting elements, balances the images out, or this image out, and focus on what this photo is all about, and that's the photographer and their subject, right? So let's see if we can improve the lighting a little. It's really way underexposed, I think. Let's see. Okay, good. That's good overall. Let's look at a monochrome maybe. I think a monochrome would be better. Okay. Then we'll do some local adjustments from here and just let's just increase the exposure a bit there, there, and there. Okay. And this is, oh, that's my tripod and camera too. What was I shooting that day? Oh, there's the Sony. I was using her phone. Okay. Let's see. Let's add some contrast. You get a little bit more display. The glass. Let's do a separate one for this. Let's make this a little darker. And let's do a layer. Let's make a new one. Let's do masking a little more. And just get some texture. And do a slight adjustment here in the crop. All right, that works for me. Uh, so let's do a quick before and after. Okay, so again, there's just a lot of empty space up here and down here is kind of distracting. So I just, straightened the horizon and cropped into the main subject. And, 'cause that's all that's important in the scene. Uh, if you had cropped in a little closer or zoomed in or whatever, we could have got more detail on the faces and the dog and myself. But given what we had to work with, I think this image came out just fine, the way it is. And let me just do a quick, yeah, definitely underexposed though. I would have exposed it probably a stop brighter. I have a little bit more workable shadows in this side. And the only other thing I'll note is, I just kind of left my corners here and over here just to make sure that we have level horizon and lines in the corners leading and framing the subject. Okay, let's go to the next one. That's the same one, basically. All right, let's see, a little bit of a seascape, nice reflection here. We're going to emphasize that. And go ahead and apply standard preset and see a little bit of auto lighting. No. Detected at your corner. And let's see if we can do anything with the clouds here. Just want to see what we can do with clouds. And, let's put the tinted spots. And let's do the water. It looks like you were on the boat, taking it from the water based on the ripples. I'm going to get rid of all of this. We're going to do a much tighter crop, I think. Let's try 16 by 7. Okay. Now let's work on a little bit of lighting individually here. A little more light in some of these areas. I don't want to push the shadows too much. I just want to, mostly in the midtones and highlights in all these areas. Yeah, let's see. Slight tilt here. Um, yeah, a little more here. Yeah, a little bit there. Here, extra dash, and extra dash there, and there. And maybe just a little bit more of a curve here on the highlights. Off a tiny bit. Okay. Oops, just a dab here and there. No, I just okay. Uh, ooh, that's not. Hold on. The update is good. All right, I think that works. So let's do a quick before and after. So yeah, this is just too much, again, negative space on the top and bottom. So just a nice wide crop, I think works well here. And then if we just look at it this way, there's the before. The image is very nice as it is. Really didn't need to do much. But what I want to do is just emphasize the contrast between the water and the trees, and then just brighten up the trees a little bit. I think that's all it needed. So I think that came out really nice. Um, I pushed maybe the reds a tiny bit more, but for the most part, that's all I would do with this image. Okay, let's go to the next one, and we have portrait here. A little blurry, a little motion blur here. Either that or it's just a soft lens, but it looks like motion blur. So let's see, and it's a JPEG. I don't think I can do much with this. Yeah, I think I'll do it black and white. So what I'm going to do here is fix some of the shine on the face. And I'm just going to do repair. I'm going to turn opacity down to around 50%. And just pick this spot here. And kill the opacity a little bit more. Okay. And then just a little bit of shine on the nose. A little smaller brush. And just close them up here. Okay. That's good. All right. And then Let's brighten the eyes. Make it a little bit glassy. This eye might need a separate control point because it's just a little bit too bright relative to right eye. Just a little bit. Let me straighten this out a tiny bit more. Come in, just maybe a little tighter crop. Now, I just what I need is this thing. Let's go see. Now, we'll do. Let's see if I can just make this file a little darker. And that's good. And let's do some local adjustments in here. This image is so low res, it's barely 1 megapixel. And I need to try and some. Right. Uh, okay, yeah. I don't know if go the other way. Just add something yet. And I'm just looking for the light here. Let's do right here, maybe. Right. What I'm going to do now is see if I can soften this up a little bit. Okay, I'm going to call it there, I think, because there's just not enough detail in this image. Because it's 1 megapixel, so I can't really emphasize a lot of the tones and contrast that I want to do. We're close. Yeah, I'll call it there. I could almost, let me see. I almost want to, yeah, I missed a spot here and there. I almost want to get rid of this picture back here, but it also adds a little bit of nice contrast and separation for the portrait. But ideally, the background in the portrait is a little bit more even so that I could better control the contrast in the background. But I think that works pretty well. Okay, let's do the next one. Ooh, that's an interesting bird. Okay, so clearly we got plenty of room to straighten the horizon here. Wait, let me just apply my preset first. Maybe split crop. Much tighter here. And let's just push some of the shadow area in here. And the highlight in. Typically, when I take a picture of a bird that has white feathers, I always dial in at least a -1 or 2 exposure comp so that I don't lose the details here in the feather. Because the details here are good, but they're clipped up here. And the fish is also a little bit clipped here. There's some detail loss. So I have to bring this in way too much to pull it in. Okay. Make a new control point here. Can we get a new one? Plus, right? Let's see. Okay. Let's make that a little bit shinier. A little shinier in here. That's the peak. Like that. Let's make a new one for the peak. Tighten up the mask a little. Okay. So I think this one, you might have to export it to see a bigger difference. What I will do, let's do a control line this way, tighten up the chroma. And just see how this looks if I clear this in a little bit. Tighten the chroma mask a little bit more. I'm just get a little bit more detail on this fish. I'm just going to spot check to see how the prime XD is doing. Okay, not bad. Nice short mask. Okay, I'm done. Let me export this. Then we can really look at the details. Okay. This. All right, so here we have the original image on the right and the edited image on here on the left. And I'm just going to zoom in so you can see the difference in details. I think it's, again, it's always pretty dramatic when you actually punch in and zoom. I wish you could see this better in a live stream because what I'm seeing on my screen is really, really good in terms of what we recovered in terms of like the feather details all the way down into here. You can see it's very, very soft over here. And this is why I like DxO so much, is because it just pulls out so much detail. And then all I did was just darken the background and the water to just bring out the brightness or the subject itself from the rest of the scene. So there's the before. I'll just zoom in a little bit more. Before and after. Okay, very good. Let's go to the next one. All right, we had a landscape or seascape, a little both. Let's fix up the optical corrections. So we have a little bit of a half here. I'm going to have to crop a lot because there's just too much in this scene. I like this little house here. It kind of gives scale to the overall thing, but there's just not much going on elsewhere. Straighten the horizon. Oh, that's good. Let's do, let's do the crop on this thing. Let's do a simple military crop here. Someone has detected a frequency. Alexa, turn the volume to 0. Okay. All right, that looks good to me. So what I'm going to do is emphasize the patterns here in the water now. So I can do that with this. Let's move this over into here, tighten up the chroma, and just do a clear view. So a little bit of micro contrast. Okay. And then do a new one for the sky. And let's bring out the clouds. This blue, let's work on this house in here. I want this to stand out a little more. I don't think there's much color in there, but I'll add a little bit here. Oh, that's all this needs. Okay. Uh, Let me do a quick comparison. All right, so yeah, this scene on the left, there's just too much negative space. I appreciate the landscape and the changes in tone from reddish brown to green, and then the transition to like this brown again. And this would almost work. Like, I like this and this and this, and then this. What kind of kills it though is we have this little house here, and then suddenly your eye gets drawn to this house, and then all of this becomes a distraction to me. So I just decided to get rid of, all of this over here. It's just not doing anything, and then just focus on the house looking out over the ocean, which I have here on the right side. So I think this works better. This tells a better story, seems more relaxing, and it's more about this house on the ocean front versus this scene here, which it has some interesting tones. Like I said, I like this overall balance from red to green, this little sandbar here, and into the ocean. But again, my eye keeps going over here, so that's why I kind of went with this image here. And then if I export this, it would clean up some of the noise a little bit, or smooth it out a little bit. But for a live stream, you probably wouldn't be able to see the difference anyway. So I think this is the image I would go with. Okay, and let's see what else we got. Oh, we have a bird picture taking a bath. Yeah, I love it when they spin their head and you get this like spiral of water a little bit. Almost there, not quite. I've seen some really good images like this. I took one that I like, but let me go ahead and work on this one. And we have a pretty high ISO, so I'm going to export this one to show all of the details that we recovered. So I'm going to start with this, and let's do a quick crop. Someone has detected at your point. I thought I told Alexa to turn the volume down. I know you guys keep hearing my alerts. So that's Ellie going on and off the porch. I can see her. I can see her down on my screen here. Good. Let's just go right into the action here. And I'm going to, again, let's put a little bit tighter mask on the water and get that reflection. Okay, and let's see if we can do a little bit in here. Safe contrast, really. And then this is going to be more strong and little splash here. Ah, and start forward and here. And there. I'm going to get on the water. The thing is, I think it's just couple of spots on the water. I think a very tight rest for that. The mouth is emptying up here. So I can just push those a little bit more. That was a bit too much. Sometimes detected at good points. Nothing to my and then the ground here. Let's do let's just it slow. Graduate. All right. I think I think that's it. So we have focus. You know, so the family can movie. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, let's reset this and compare it with the output. All right, not too bad. So this is an ISO 6400 image and didn't quite get as much detail as I was hoping for. But if we back off and just look at the crop here, you know, the comparison in the crop, right? Just getting right into where the bird is and ignoring, you know, everything else because there's nothing new. There's no new information around um, the bird itself. So I just wanted to kind of get in there. But I think DxO did okay here, considering what we had to work with. Uh, not quite happy though. Let's see what's going on here. Good shutter speed, good exposure. 150 to 600, it's 600 millimeters. No, something is just not right. All of the things look really good, but I'm not getting quite the image quality or detail I was expecting. And I know this lens is very sharp. Okay, and I exported this. Did I apply all of my? Oh God, no wonder I didn't apply anything. Hold on, let me see. No, I did apply and unsharp mask, and yeah, I did all of this. I used a little micro contrast, maybe. Okay, so yeah. That's the best I can do here. All right. Let's go to the next one. And we have this thing here. Not bad. It's pretty decent symmetry. Hmm. What do I do here? Not this right side. And there's good light coming in here and here. This red. Okay. Yeah, that helps. I'm not crazy about this red lighting. I think it works better this way. I hate to do that to a color image though, because it's kind of a Christmassy color, right? These reds and greens. But I think this is a little more interesting. So I'm going to go black and white, and let me just apply basic preset first. And let's go to the color. We'll go black and white. And I want to do some optical corrections. Oh, that's not working. I feel like there's a slight bend here. Okay, we're getting. All right. Now let's do some local adjustments. What I want to do is sort of emphasize the lighting along these lamp posts. Looks like getting. Something opposite in here. A little bit more contrast. Okay, almost there. Doing some final touches. I'm so quiet. I'm just concentrating, but I'm here. Let's see. I'm a little bit hazy in here. Just a little bit more. I just want to make the sky less bland. So it's just all this one kind of dark gray. So I'm just giving it a little bit more haze, I guess, which is basically just pulling the contrast way down, as you can see over here. Okay, and then let's do the same for, let's see what that does. Not bad. Gradual. Mm, that's too much. Let's do it this way. I'm going to call it there. So, instead of just doing that, yeah, somehow this really strong red in the foreground just bothered me. So I just got rid of that and went with the black and white. And I think the black and white is much more dramatic. And then just adding a little bit more haze to this thing because you can see a lot of haze in the background. but I wasn't getting it brought forward. So that's why I kind of brought this haziness up to the front of the image by reducing the contrast. And just emphasizing little highlights on the people in the background. Very, very subtle, but I think if we do just a direct comparison, here's the before and here's the after. And I think this is a lot more interesting picture. I could crop in a tiny bit. Let me take a quick look. I feel like I don't need really that one pole or let me try cropping in about there. That works as well. Now we can see the people a little better in the scene. Um, and there's less negative space up here. So something along this lines I think works well. So there's the before and there's the after. Okay, let's go to the next one. And looks like a scan. Looks like a scan of a negative film. So I guess I don't think I need to do much. I mean, I might desaturate it a bit, like that. Maybe, yeah, I think that's all I would do. Just a little bit of desaturation. And let me try some contrast. Mm, I don't think this is a JPEG too, so I don't think there's not much I'm going to be able to do in this shadow areas. But give it a slight push in here, and little sailboat out there. But there's some dust and flecks, little dust spots here and there that we can fix. And yeah, everything is straight. So I think we're good. Not much to do here. So simple before and after. This was just a little bit too saturated, and that could be part of the scanning process, or this might be slide film where the colors are very, very rich usually. So a little strong for my personal taste. And I don't like to mess with white balance too much or the colors too much when I'm dealing with film because I want to try and retain that original film look. And other than being a little bit too saturated, I think this works pretty well. So there's the before, and there's the after. Uh, yeah, I think it works well. A little bit faded as well. Okay, let's try the next one. All right, that might be the last one. So let me just do a quick check. Roger, two from Roger, two from Robert, Sam, Dale, Kate. And I think I saw some messages about let me pull up the chat window. On the chat section for a couple minutes and then Uh, see what's everybody doing. So I see Roger here. Good to see you. Robert, good to see you. Thanks for taking that picture. And in ink, I guess, in N. Sorry. Garrett, good to see you. Steve, Intrigue from Stafford. You're not that far from me, actually. Jan, always good to see you. Eric, good to see you. Yeah, the M10 Mark II. It's weird. After I took it off the mount and I put a battery in, it seems to be working fine. So I might put it back and see if it works. But it seemed like the sensor I was getting streaks and all kinds of digital noise with the image. But it seems to be working fine now, even though it's beat to hell. And Leslie, good to see you. Roger, let's see. Uh, you like the black and white? Cool. Oh, must have been the that was the picture of me. Shot it with a prime from the hip. Oh, okay. And Shakave is here. Good to see you. And the bird is called a great crested grebe or grebe or grebe. Okay. Interesting bird. And Garrett says, hi, Rob. Not sure, but I think you missed my photo. Okay, let me take a look. Um, I thought I got them all, but I can double check. Oh, wow. A few more have come in. Four more. Uh, I think Shakib sent another one. I'll have to do Shakib next week. Garrett Boss. All right. What time is it? I'm getting through these pretty quickly, so let me download these. So Amir, Garrett, and Detlef. Okay. And then the last one here is another one from Shakib. These will be pretty quick. I'll do these in about less than 5 minutes each. So let me do so about another 15, 20 minutes on the stream, if you guys want me to. Okay. Let's see. Sound quality is not so good today, is it? Am I using the right mic? Testing. I don't know. I'm not sure I got the right mic. I think I do. One sec. Oh. Huh. What now? I did have the wrong mic. I was using the laptop mic. Dang, I wish I saw that sooner. Is that better? The sound? I think it should be a lot better now. Um, and Amir, yep, okay, I got your picture, Amir. And okay. This is scanned film from Yugoslavia. Okay. Minolta Maxim 7i. Oh, nice little camera. And okay, Shakib, that's for next week. Okay, I'll do it next week. All right, sorry. Oh, God, I'm so sorry about the sound. I could have sworn I had the right mic selected. Okay. Um, let's do a couple of more edits real quick. I don't know who Carmine Taverna is. So I was just reading the stream, make sure the mic was okay. So let's see. Some more came in here. Okay, so we'll do that next week.
Um, all right, so here's one from a mirror, and oh, this is pretty nice. I don't think I need to do much to this. Just warm it up a tiny bit. Maybe crop in. Let me just apply basic preset, and let's work with the highlights up here. Just pull that in, add a little contrast. Doesn't need much. And then we'll just warm it up a tiny bit. Okay. Then I would probably just get right in here on the business. Okay. A little bit of this. We'll push in the shadows. It really needs to be warmer. Okay, I'm going to do one more local adjustment here for the water. Tighten up the Luma mask. I don't think I need to do, yeah, I don't need to do much elsewhere. Maybe a tiny bit of, just a tiny push here. And here. Just a little bit on the rocks. Oh, this image is still too cool somewhere. Let me try different profile. Hmm. Just a bit too warm. So where's my work on this one? This line needs to be cooler. And a little bit of vibrance. Okay, I'm going to call it there. So that's my edit. Hold on. So there's the before and after. Yeah, again, there's way too much negative space. And then I think these trees and this flower is a little bit distracting. to, this is the money shot right here in the middle for me. So when we look at it this way, that's the after. Here's the before, and it's a little bit cool and a little bit flat overall. But I didn't want to take out completely the haze and the mist. I wanted to leave it a little bit soft in the very furthest part of in terms of distance. And I think a vertical crop works pretty well, mainly because if you look at the tree line, all the trees are kind of vertical. So the vertical lines from the tree here kind of, I think, play into a vertical crop. I might fix this stick over here. Let me let me just get rid of that. But other than that, I think we're good. Okay, let me see. There was another one. Oh, where is it? This one from Garrett. Wow, another really interesting bird. Okay. So yeah, I think this will be really fast because all I have to do really is just crop it in like this, and then let's use an auto mask. I think I need the mask much in here, just right in here. This and this. Just a tad there. We'll do the eye. Push the shadow, push the clear view. Right there. And then a new brush or control point. Let's just emphasize some of the beak and a little bit of contrast. Let's do that here too. Okay. And one last thing. Let's do this. Whoops, wrong brush. Okay. I don't want to show the masks. What is that? Oh, wrong slider over here. There we go. And just a slight pump back up, a slight pull on these guys. Okay, I'm done. So, yeah, basically a square crop, right? And then if we look at the detail, whoops, I just want to make sure I brought the eye out. Now you can see sort of the yellow or the brownish, of the iris. And yeah, I think that came out pretty good. And then just darken the background just a tiny bit so the bird stands out a little bit more from the background. And when I darkened it, I also increased the saturation a little because I like the colors overall in the scheme here. And there's plenty of detail. If I export this, all of this detail really start to pop. Uh, but it's really good as it is. I don't think exporting it, you'd be able to tell the difference on a live stream. But yeah, great picture. R50 with the 100 to 400. Yep, good combination there. All right, let's see if we have. So that was two. I thought there was one more. Oh, I did three. One, two. This one, this one. I did that one. Okay, I think we're good. Let me see. Oh, the dragonfly. Sorry. Where's the dragonfly? There it is. All right, so let me download. Hold on. We need to get the optical corrections there. 150 to 400 on one Mark II. Wow, nice setup. Okay. Wow. Man, you're giving me gas for that lens. This is the JPEG. It's kind of already been edited. Uh, because it's really sharp and there's zero noise. I don't know what more I can do with this. Uh, I mean, I don't think I need to do much here. I might just increase the brightness here a little bit. And then here. And then on the wings. Then we can do a slight. It's going to get a little bit unrealistic if I do anything else. And then just darken this stick a little bit. Okay, so yeah, pretty straightforward edit. Uh, maybe let's see. Maybe just give the image a little more warmth overall, and that's it. So pretty straightforward. Just a little more brightness here on the wings and the body, and a little bit of warmth, and I think we've got it. Pull the stick in, tiny bit, and we're all set. But yeah, this has already been edited to some degree. There's the tiniest hint of chroma noise in the image, but I can't fix that with a JPEG. I could do that with the raw image, but it seems like it's already been processed because normally the images aren't this sharp, straight out of camera with the raw image. Normally you have to process them a little bit, and this is already really, really sharp. But it could be a testament to how good that lens is, right? All right. I got a few minutes and I'm feeling pretty good. Why don't we just jibber jabber for a few minutes? Because I thought I saw Eric says I kind of like that lone long tree in the mountain pre-crop. Okay. I could see that, but I would emphasize the tree then more. So Eric's talking about this image here, right? So let's go into the cropping. Eric's talking about this tree over here. So if I wanted to include that tree in the image, I would make it, a prominent part like this maybe. Um, but then it just doesn't work for me. There's too many sticks missing. If there was a bird in here, that would be perfect. Then I would have kept that in the picture. But there's no bird, there's no animals, nothing here. But if there was a bird or something in there, maybe a little koala bear or whatever on one of these branches, that would have been perfect because then you have a good story of, a nature story, right? Of animals are enjoying the scenery. But for me, this kind of worked best. So this was in reference to the mountain crop, and I don't see any more comments really. I don't know why my comment box stopped working again. It's just such a pain. Uh, Carmine is a photographer from New York, has a very nice YouTube channel too. Okay. I have to look up, I gotta write it down. Carmine Taverna. I'll try and check him out later. Um, Trees need a little brightening up. I didn't want to distract from if you're talking about the mountain scene, I didn't want to distract from the mountain scene itself by brightening up the trees. That's just how everything is subjective, right? Don't take my word on whatever I do here, or do whatever you think looks best to you. It just is all very, very subjective. And then it says here, hey Rob, since you seem to have an ear for DxO, could you ask them when they are going to support ARM64 processors on Windows and can profiles for the R5 Mark II? Okay. I'm not familiar with the ARM64. ARM64 processors. And oh, the R5 Mark II, that's brand new. So that'll be out in no time. Typically, I see about 5 to 6 weeks from, the time the cameras are available to when they come up with a profile. So, no question, that'll be out shortly. And because anytime I ask them a technical question, like this, like when are you going to have support for this? All they do is say we're working on it. It'll be out soon. Because when the OM1 came out, EM1 Mark III, I think even OM5, I always ask, when are you going to have support for these? And the answer is always we're working on it. It'll be out soon. And typically it is pretty quick though, like 4 to 5 weeks. I've never seen it take months. The OM1 actually took a couple of months. That did take a while. Didn't take 6 months, but it did take a couple of months. But the R5 Mark II, it's using basically the same processor, I believe, as the R5. They just tweaked the software side, right, in the camera, the processing, the autofocusing, all of that. But I think the optical engine and the raw processing is going to be, demosaicing is going to be very similar. That they could probably crank that out pretty quickly. They don't have to like develop entirely new optical corrections for this processor, and or new demosaicing for the sensor, because I believe it's the same sensor. They just have to tweak maybe the color a tiny bit, if any, uh, and it should be out pretty quickly. But okay, I will ask them, Alan, about the ARM64 and the R5 Mark II, but expect expect the same answer that I just gave you. They're working on it. It'll be here soon. Uh, the only thing they might say is they're never going to work on the ARM64. It's I think I have seen those laptops with that processor. Maybe I'm not sure, but that would require a whole new development from scratch, right? I mean, I don't know how things are programmed anymore, but I used to program, 20, 30 years ago, I was a programmer. And they've gone into using when I wrapped up doing what do they call it? You just make calls to predefined functions. I forget what those were called, where you didn't have to recode anything. Everything was like already set up, and then if you needed a particular function, you would just make a call to that function and use it in your own code. It was all kind of standardized. And these days, a lot of coding is just being AI generated, from what I understand. The coder programmer just has to, enter the logical structure of the what they want to do, and then the program writes itself. It's kind of crazy. Um, thank you, Yan. Appreciate that. Dinner soon. Oh yeah, it's lunchtime for me. So I think I'll go eat. And Shakabe says, I've bought the Panasonic 100/400 for my old OMD EM1 Mark II, a bargain from MPP. Yeah, that's a really great lens too. I've seen someone in our photo club has one of those, and she gets great results with it. So thanks everyone for watching. I'm sorry I was a little bit, uh, what do you call it? I was a little bit off today, off my game in terms of communicating. I think my editing is probably about what it would be anyway. I've kind of plateaued there a little bit, but yeah, my interaction, my communication with you was a little bit muted today. So I really apologize that, and for the poor sound quality and starting late and all of that. Um, so uh, this Sunday I'll be back, and I will do another shopping live stream. I thought I saw a question about the tripod or something. I did order one for myself, that tripod for 16.99. Even if I don't use the tripod, I can use the ball head for stuff, because I got cameras and crap mounted everywhere. The ball heads are very, very useful. You can't even buy a ball head for 16.99 hardly. So, uh, but at the very least, it's I'll do a short review on that tripod when it comes in. Maybe the bag that I got too. I bought so much crap. Like 10. I'm just death by a thousand cuts. Uh, buying all these little $10, $20 items. But you guys keep sending pictures in, and I look forward to seeing you guys again next week. Thanks for being here.